If your TV sounds funny in the evening, you're watching live from Studio 6B on Real America's Voice.
Hello.
All right, it is live from Studio 6B, Real America's Voice, on a Friday night all across the country on your television, 103.9 LI News Radio, on your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in, everybody. And we are live once again at the America First Warehouse. Woo! Room full of Patriots again here. It is great to be here as always. Joe the Box and his staff, always the best, welcoming us in to his absolutely fabulous place. And if you haven't been here, we hope to see you here on a Friday night, maybe next Friday night for the Rav Special. It's going to be quite a weekend here next weekend, Friday and Saturday. It's going to be fun. The boys are all here tonight, sitting right here to my right. The best dressed man on television, certainly doing sports. Slick Rick is right here.
What's up, Big D? What's going on?
Slickster, how are you?
I'm doing good. Friday night.
Friday night at the warehouse. And you've got to be feeling, well, I don't know if losing, you're feeling good, but you're feeling relieved that you didn't get routed.
No, yeah. Did you lose your home, your ranch? You were going to bet your life and this and that.
I would have lost it all, yes.
Erin, did you forget about July? She was thinking about this since July, how the Cowboys were going to get rolled on Thursday night. But they did all right. You know, it was a good game. They were competitive.
Well, you lost, though.
Yeah, what are you going to do? Yeah,
okay.
It's like spitting.
But now they look better than we thought. So yeah. Slick's happy about that, even though it's 0-1. But we'll see. Hope it's not 0-17.
No.
And sitting next to him doing news tonight is Vinnie Mac. Vinnie Mac, how are you?
Oh, yeah. Thank you. Doing great. Feeling great. You know, I'm back in action. I did another boxing class earlier, so I'm feeling good.
Do you have to decompress after that?
I got a lot of therapy after that, yes. A lot of mental therapy.
All right, very good. Vin's going to have some news. Sitting across from me with the greatest headlines in the world is one Rick Delgado.
That would be me. Greatest headlines ever.
Yep.
So say you.
So say you.
How was your day?
My day was good, as a matter of fact. I got a lot. This is a fresh shirt. I just washed this shirt, so I smell good. It's nice. I'm out in public, which is nice.
Yeah.
Good.
And yeah, it's gonna be. You know what I'm excited about? The new affliction of Democrats that we'll get into at some point tonight.
Oh, nice.
It's called Trump failure syndrome, because they want him to fail at everything, which would in turn mean the entire country fails at everything. So it's I think it's a new level of TDS. We'll talk about that. And yeah, a lot of other good stuff, including the Powerball, which I've won the winning ticket, and I'll tell you how.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, I did. I bought it. I bought it.
This is my last show, as a matter of fact, because I'll be retired as of tomorrow night at midnight.
I already bought it.
I will not be here on Monday. Now, I've said that three times before.
You're doing well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've won $8 and $4. So, but this is the difference. This one's going to be different.
So you're only down $30,000.
You could buy your ranch back.
Yeah, I think I'm down. What am I? 8 and 4, 12. I'm down $88, I think, on this whole extravagant thing. So
you can't pick letters, just numbers.
Yes, just numbers.
Okay,
exactly. That's not my mistake. I'm picking numbers.
No.
Sitting across from me with the 45-47 hat is the one Kevin Downey Jr.
Thank you.
He's the host of the Kevin Downey Jr. Show. You can hear him weekdays 9 to 11 on 103.9 LI News Radio, where you can hear this show Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday nights. Mr. Downey Jr., how are you?
Yeah. I'm good, thank you. I've got my 45-47 whiskey hat, because why wouldn't you get a 45-47 whiskey hat?
Yeah.
And that is a real whiskey. And then I said, you know what I really need to go along with this? I need a jacket that is kind of me and yet kind of Slick Rick. Found one.
Found one. Nailed it.
He's a little bit country. I'm a little bit rock and roll. Is that what you're doing? Yeah.
Yes.
Birch Gold will be proud of you.
And a little bit of 70s wallpaper, too. I like it.
Yeah, right.
Right?
Definitely. Bathroom,
I thought he killed
bathroom
the
chic. Yeah.
We definitely had something like that in my bathroom growing up.
Exactly.
I completely get it.
I scalped my grandmother's old couch.
Well, Kevin's gonna do some news, but of course, what he does better than almost than anybody is to talk to you, the live from Studio 6 audience here at the America First Warehouse. So if you want to talk to Kevin during the commercial breaks, we'll get you lined up. Harry on the Highway's in the house, of course. Who knows what he's doing, but he's going to...
Where's the pizza? Hang on a second.
He'll gather you around to talk to Kevin Downey Jr. if you want to do that. Sitting right to my left with news tonight is Mr. Paul Nolan. Mr. Nolan, how are you?
Thank you. It's nice to see you opening up the set so gleeful. About our.
What does that mean?
Well, I haven't seen you this gleeful in a while. I said it was nice to see you joyfully pound our buddy over here about his Cowboys. Yeah. You reminded me a little bit of Don Lemon when he's talking to people who hate Donald Trump.
Well, I lost, and I was wrong, by the way. So
that's right.
I thought they were going to get blown out, and they obviously did not. And they covered the spread. So Slick was right. Me and Aaron were. Well, terrible.
Way off. I think Slick was doing a rain dance. That's why the game was delayed.
Yeah.
And it worked.
It did work. It was good. Good game, but we lost.
All right, so there's a lot to get into tonight. All the guys will have whatever news they have and whatever's on their mind. A lot of important stuff. It was an interesting day today. Thanks, Fran. Interesting day today. The president gave a press conference in the Oval Office, made some executive orders. We now have a Department of War.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's serious stuff, man.
Yep. And the president said, "I think this
the proper verbiage."
I think this is a big one, and I think you're right, Paul Nolan. It is the proper verbiage. I think it's a mindset that the president wants to give, and it is a mindset of if you're going to have the greatest fighting force that humanity has ever seen, you're going to use it to win, and you're going to use it to have peace through strength. And you're going to show it off, and you're going to have the right verb. We always talk about the left controlling the language. So for once here, we're going to control the language and call it what it was called for the majority of the time, by the way, that it's been around up until 1949, which is the Department of War. And I think that's exactly what it is. It is a mindset, and it is a state of mind, and it is a proclamation that, as the president said today, we are not going to play defense. We are not going to play politically correct. We are going to play to win.
Yeah, in light of the charade that Putin and China and that they did, that whole little thing there, I think Trump coming out with this is pretty timely. I think he needed to pound the chest a little bit, and what they did there, what they tried to set up was an intimidation of the president, and I think this is the absolute wrong guy to try these types of things. So I think this is very timely. I'm glad he did it now. Hopefully they're paying attention.
Yeah.
Not to mention a couple of Venezuelan warplanes flew over one of our ships.
Oh, yeah.
Trying to just rattle the sable.
Were they made of paper?
Yeah. So that sends a message to them. Look, we just blew up one of your boats and 11 of your thugs. Cholos, if you will. I speak a little Espanol.
It has, and to that point, by the way, it still has been amazing to see the Democrats in the media just yearning to find something about that to hang over the president's head, defending narco-terrorists coming here to kill us and finding a way to try to find some way to defend it or claim that somehow the president didn't have the constitutional authority, which he clearly does, to do what he did.
Especially because Venezuela has recruited how many gang-related or gang members and men, conscribed an army in the last year. That's number one. The fact that 3,000 people died on 9/11, Americans, we lose 3,000 people every 2 weeks to fentanyl. We're not at war? Please. At this point,
that's right.
The left is completely detached.
That's what he's done the best.
About what's going on inside of Venezuela right now. The place about 5-10 years ago, they were eating the animals at the zoo because they were so broke. This is a country that is now training military ops with Hezbollah, Hamas, and they're bringing in Iranian troops, and then they're going back for more training in Iran for advanced training. They're not playing. What did we just do? Did we just not double the bounty on Maduro's head? And this. So, call it what you want, and I like the fact that it's called the war, not the defense, baloney defense. Call it what it is. You mess with us, we're coming after you.
Yeah. They declared them terrorists.
General Raisin Kane, as much said today. He said, and let me just he kind of phrased it like, let me just remind everybody watching here that we can get to you at any time we want, wherever you are.
Yeah.
And don't forget it.
Yeah, and I think Trump.
That guy, by the way, is serious business.
Yeah.
Serious.
You can see why Trump likes that guy.
And Trump did that a few times in his first administration when he talked to Putin and when he talked to a few other leaders. And the best one was the mullahs in Iran. Afghanistan.
Yeah.
Where he showed him a picture of his house.
Yeah.
Why are you showing me a picture of your house?
It was on Zillow.
Yeah, that was his gangster.
Mr. Mullah, on Zillow is your house, and we might be blowing that up on you. Thank you.
By the way, I'm going to rebuild on it.
But more people have died of drugs, especially recently, than all of our wars. I mean, think about the amount of people, not just young people, everybody, that they're flooding in. It is a war. You know, when I remember, was it Reagan, Nancy Reagan? They had the war on drugs.
Yeah, the war on drugs.
It was, you know, sort of a passive way of trying to get the drug thing under control. This is how you do it. These drug dealers, these drug lords, look what they did in Mexico. You run for office, you don't play along with them. Boom, you're dead. They're they're taking you out. I mean, you have to deal with thugs like this with extreme strength and violence.
Well, we have no bail. Like, you know, you deal drugs here, you get caught. It's a slap on the wrist, if a gentle one, and they kick you back out and you're back on the street dealing again.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you try to bring them over on a boat, they make you fish food. They make you fish food. And that sends a real message. I can stay home or I can become fish food.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, in China, if you deal drugs in China, don't they just kill you?
Yeah.
Well, he said that. He said when he talks to Xi, he said, "Why don't you have a drug problem?" And that's why. Yeah.
Yeah, and people get the message.
Yeah, Pfizer,
right?
will they get the message?
Yeah, you would think, right?
But I mean, to see what the Democrats at this point have decided to try to rope their wagon to here is to find a reason why we shouldn't have blown up the narco terrorists, why we shouldn't be having crime in the cities, why you shouldn't be taking over D.C., why you shouldn't be going to Chicago or New Orleans or any other place. They've taken up the causes of illegals. They've taken up the causes of crime. They've taken up the cause now of narco-terrorists coming here to kill our youth and kill as many as they can with drugs flooding into the country. You know, you think about the cartels. One of these loudmouth phonies like Elizabeth Warren or some of them should be asked, how much money did the cartels make during the Biden 4 years? Anybody interested in that?
Yeah. How many children are missing and being sexually abused or abused in general during the Biden administration? I mean, the Biden administration caused some serious issues, including what you said. But these young people, these kids that are out there that we're bringing back, that's really, it steams my clams, as Kevin would say.
Child trafficking was also through the roof under Obama. Was that a shock to anybody?
No.
Nope.
No, their priorities are messed up.
All right, let's take a break.
Have none.
We're just getting started. Live from Studio 6B at the America First Warehouse on a Friday night. Room full of patriots here. They are jacked up, and so are we for a Friday night show. Lots to do. We'll get into the news. First odds makers of the season goes tonight as well. Aaron Slick and I will pick the weekend games. Lots to do on a Friday live at the America First Warehouse. Real America's Voice, live from Studio 6B. We're back right after this. All right, so President Trump is actually speaking right now. I was just informed, so we're going to try to see if we can pick that up. Maybe when we get back from, there it is now.
Last night, meaning IQ of common sense and survival. Okay, I think you have a higher IQ in certain ways, let me tell you. But we had a great group last night, and they're investing tens of billions. They're investing trillions of dollars. Some of the companies are investing literally trillions of dollars in this great country of ours. So we've turned it around to a level. We were given a very bad hand. We had 25 million people allowed to come into our country, come in from mental institutions, prisons from all over the world, emptied their prisons out into this country. Drug dealers, drug addicts, we have everything. They were allowed to come in, murderers. 11,788 murderers. 50% of whom killed more than one person during their life. They were allowed to come into our country by the Democrats and by Sleepy Joe. And that was a thing. Now, they had the worst inflation in history. We've got the inflation down, but inflation is nothing compared to what I just told you. To allow 25, I believe the real number is 25 million people into this country, many of whom should never have been allowed into this country. And we're doing a great job in getting them out. And we're getting them out by the thousands every month, every week in some cases. And one example is right over here, Washington, D.C. It was the most unsafe city anywhere in the country, our capital. And after 12 days, it became known as a safe city. And then after 2 more days, it's now one of the safest cities in the country, and people are going out to dinner. They're walking down the middle of the street. Women are walking by themselves alone, and they feel totally safe. And if you leave here right now, and if you walk back to wherever you happen to stay, you're going to feel totally secure, totally safe. We've done an incredible job, and we'll be doing that with other cities throughout the country. I mean, when you look at Chicago, we have a governor that says that things are okay with crime, except that last weekend, 11 people were killed and 68 people were wounded by gunshot. The week before, 5 people were killed, 28 people were wounded. The week before, 6 people were killed, 19 people were badly wounded. Many of the wounded are going to die. And he said, oh, well, we have a safe city. These people are sick. There's something wrong with them. But we're going to make some other choices pretty soon. I watched Portland, Oregon last night burning to the ground, just burning, with people, and these are agitators. These are professional agitators. These are not people that are protesting. These are professional paid agitators, and they're paid by the left, not by the right. And we're going to stop them. We're going to stop it all. So we're pretty much, I don't think you can do much better than zero crime. They said crime is down 87%. I said, really? Who are the 13%? Okay, I don't think they exist. So we're so proud of what, because this is our nation's capital. Now we're going to be coming to you for a small amount of money. We're going to beautify Washington. We're going to fix the roads. We're going to fix the medians. We're going to clean up the place. We're going to put new grass in all the parks. You know, you don't know this. Grass has a life. Do you know that, Mike? Grass has a life like we have a life. It's so long. Guess what? It expired about 40 years ago in these parks. There's no grass on half of them. We're going to regrass them with the best guys in the country. We're going to grass them by people that do Augusta in Georgia, people that do the great golf courses of the world. We're going to have the most beautiful parks. We're going to fix the curbs. I noticed some of your curbs are broken. You know why? They're hitting them with a hammer so they can pick it up and throw it at the police. But not anymore. They're not. Not anymore. So we have the safest place, Washington, D.C., and we'll be going to other cities to help out. Preferably, we'd like to be asked. But in some cases, that just won't happen because there are people that don't understand the word ask, people that don't understand they're in trouble, or they're stupid. There's something wrong with them. But these are high crime areas, as high as there is in the world. You can go to Afghanistan. You can go to places that you think of are like unsafe. You're safer there than you are in Chicago at night. But we're going to make Chicago like this. We're going to make Louisiana. We have a great governor there. We're going to make, and a great, by the way, and a great speaker there. That's true. But we're going to come into New Orleans, and we're going to make that place so safe. It's got a little problem right now, a couple of headaches, like murders, a lot of little murders going on, and we're not going to stand for it. And we're going to come in. We're going to clean it up. You're going to be safe within 2 weeks. That's going to be the safest place, just like this is the safest place. And then we'll be going elsewhere throughout the country. We're going to bring crime down because we can't have cities that are unsafe. I just want to thank you for everyone. This is a special group, and it is true. There's not one person in this audience that I had to call to ask for help, that we needed your vote. You're unbelievable people. That includes you, Jason. There's nobody that knows more about tax and money than that man right there. I'll tell you, there's nobody. It's true. And I'm saying that in front of a lot of television, Jason, so I can't ever take it back, but it's true. You do a phenomenal job. Mike, you surround yourself with, whether it's defense or anything else, I could name every single person here, and amazing. But you make my life easy. you trust me, you trust Mike, you trust leadership, you trust yourselves, and you don't make us make the call. One of you said, I don't speak to the president much. I like the president, but I always vote for him. I don't want him to have to waste. I have people, and you know who they are, that I have to call, speak to them. James, is that right? For hours. Hours. I know they're going to vote for us, but I have to speak to them for hours. And it's brutal. And it's not like at 3 in the afternoon. It's like 3 in the morning, right? 3 in the morning. You hear that sound of the train? The train is safe now. We don't have to worry about it. Isn't that a beautiful? It's a much nicer sound now than it was 3 months ago. But so this is a very special group. And I say that with love for all those other people that have to work so hard, but they vote for us. They do vote for us. Otherwise, we wouldn't be doing what we're doing. But you are the people that I called Mike. I said, we have to reward the people that I don't get to speak to that I like so much. Doc Ronnie. Where's Doc Ronnie? Unbelievable doctor. He was the doctor in the White House. He was a great admiral. And he's one of the most popular politicians in this country. He won his district by 50 points, but I think I won it by more. I don't. He's got one of the great districts. But Doc Ronnie, the reason I like him, he was a doctor, the White House. He took care of Bush, took care of Obama, took care of Trump. And the fake news right over here, they said to him, Doctor, could we ask you a question? Yes, what would you like? Who's the healthiest, Bush, Obama, or Trump? He said there's not even a contest. By far, the healthiest is President Donald J. Trump. I said, I love that guy. That guy is great. I'm sure that Bush and Obama don't feel the same way, but who the hell cares, right? But I want to thank you, Ronnie. You've been great in every way, and you've been a great congressman, and you're not a congressman that I had to call. I never had to call you at 2 in the morning to get your vote, did I? Huh? But you're the same, and I just want to thank everybody. You're a special group of people, and you're the first people that I've had at the White House, at the Rose Garden, and it's an honor to have you. Now I want you to sit down, have a great meal. The food is seriously good. We'll say goodbye to the press, but it's an honor to have you. And actually, the press has been very good lately, except for one rumor that they spread. I did about 8 press conferences in a row, day after day after day. Then I missed one because I was in the Oval Office. And I also went out to a club because I had meetings at a club. And they saw that I was there. And the rumor started spreading, this horrible rumor that Trump is no longer with us. They said, and I said, I got to the club, sir, are you okay? Are you okay? The fake news was at it again. But because I missed one day of press conferences, so today I gave them about a 3-hour press conferences on changing the name of the Department of Defense to the Department of War. Because, we won World War I, World War II, everything in between and everything in front of it. It was called Department of War. And then we went woke after the Second World War, incredible victory, and we said, let's change it to defense. And look, war means something. It means we're not going to have any problems. We don't want problems with people. And I've kept us out of wars. I've solved wars. But the way you solve wars is through strength. And that's what we are. We make the best equipment in the world. We have the best soldiers. We have the most powerful military anywhere in the world. We rebuilt it in my first term. As you know, we rebuilt it in our first term. And we have the greatest military. We gave some away to Afghanistan, which was not exactly good. That was the most embarrassing moment in the history of our country. That day in Afghanistan was the most embarrassing day in the history of our country. And they kept military equipment, but fortunately it's a very small percentage compared to what it was. But the fact that they could keep any. But I just want to thank you all. You've been unbelievable. I'll be with you for the rest of my life. I will be with you, and you're going to be with me and with leadership. And Mike, I want to thank you for being a great speaker. You've been really outstanding, and working with you has been an honor. And thank you. And congratulations on being #1. This is historic because you're #1 here, and this little circle, this little beautiful grouping of some of the finest stone in the world. This is, I think, going to go down as a very important place over the period of time for news conferences, for celebrations, for dinners. And we're going to bring people together here. We're going to bring maybe some of the Democrats. We'll say The Democrats are invited. Now, we'll do that for about a week or two, and then we'll find out, well, it just doesn't work, perhaps, and keep them the hell out of here. We'll say you're going to have to win the White House to get here. But maybe it will work. You never know. We're going to give it a shot. We're going to let Democrats come, and we're going to let Republicans come, and you're going to mingle. You know, in the old days, Republicans and Democrats got together, and they'd go out to dinner, and then they'd fight a little bit during the day, and a lot of times they'd get 20%, 30% of one or the other's vote. And today that doesn't happen. It's solid blocks one way or the other, and probably that shouldn't be. But we'll see what happens. I just want to thank you all. You've been unbelievable. You're warriors, and we're going to make America so great, so much better than anybody ever thought. We're going to make America great again, but much, much better than anybody ever envisioned. Thank you all for being with us. A great honor. Thank you.
All right, there you go. President Trump, perfectly timed for the break. Live from the new Rose Garden. Speaking to, obviously, Republican leadership, I would assume there. So let's take the break. We'll come back, talk about what we just saw a little bit, and then we'll get back into the news live from Studio 6B at the America First Warehouse on a Friday night.
Just what he talked about. We're like an opening act for the president.
Wow.
We were talking exactly what Department of War.
You know what? I'm glad that when the president was on, he was mindful of the break coming up, Damon. You didn't have to go to him and say, hey, let's wrap it up.
I think Aaron was in his ear. We got to wrap, Mr. President. Let's go.
You know I could have the AI voice saying, back to Studio 6B.
Yeah, I called him on the phone real quick.
I knew it.
He is funny. I felt like he was going to end it by saying, I'll be here all week, folks. Get the veal. You know, so he sounded, I mean, he just has such great lines. Cracks us up.
He's got comedic timing. He sets it up and he hammers it down. He's really good.
Oh, yeah. His timing is incredible.
When he talked about that, Department of War, I was going to say earlier in the first segment, man, he's so Reagan-esque with his, peace through strength.
Yep.
And, that's why he's jacked up the military budget, but he's still like reluctant to let kids die for some corporate sponsored interest.
No, he's the opposite of that guy. They think he's the guy that's going to send them all to war, but he's the opposite of that guy.
Totally.
It's got to have absolute certainty and meaning.
That's how Reagan was. Exactly right, Paul.
And not only that, but it's absolute certainty and an exit strategy.
An exit strategy, not leaving
be like,
stuff.
Look, I want an outcome. This is the outcome I want. How do we get there? You guys show me how to get there. Good, let's get it done and out.
Yeah.
Right. Otherwise, we call it the Department of War. I'm going to call my brother.
Department of ass kicking.
Yes.
How's everybody on Facebook tonight? I see some familiar names out there. Clarity Pickett.
You guys are doing a great job, by the way. No one has embarrassed us, so thank you.
Oh,
good
thank
job.
you.
What are you eating? Is that a pretzel? It's got a nice pretzel right there.
Did you bring some for everyone?
That used to be a pretzel. He's almost done.
Are we streaming on X right now?
It's a whole new twist.
Now, how do you guys watch the show usually? In person? I love it. Rumble? Regular TV? Like Dish Network? Where? Oh, thank you. He likes us almost as much as he likes his cartoons. But not quite.
What the hell's the difference?
Same quite a bit.
We're all cartoon characters.
There's the Flintstones, and then live from Studio 6.
Right.
America First Warehouse. We've got our first victim up tonight. Let's hear it for Patriot Julie, everyone. Patriot Julie coming out to the live show. Julie, what do you do for a living?
Well, I work for a pregnancy medical center, so we serve women and men that are in an unplanned pregnancy, because just in Nassau and Suffolk County alone, there are 20,000 searches for abortion every single month. So we need to serve them with excellence and love.
Wow, 20,000 just on Long Island? Or holy, so how many nationwide?
I don't have that stat. But
go get it.
But New York really is ground zero for abortion, and we're trying to change that and be an abortion disruptor and love on these women and men with all free and confidential services. We're Soundview Pregnancy Service, and we have 3 centers: East Meadow, Center Reach, and now Riverhead. So we serve most of the boroughs of New York City all the way out to the East End. And we are very professional, we're medical, we love on them, and we're with them up until baby is 2 or 3 years old if they want to be part of the new to 2 parenting program. We offer pregnancy coaching, fatherhood mentoring, and reproductive loss counseling, including post-abortive recovery for any woman or man that's lost a baby to abortion.
When you say man, you mean father?
Exactly. Father, yes.
I'm just making sure, because I've been told men can have babies. I'm just making sure. Now
you
Julie,
never know.
I was in a Facebook fight with someone, and they said Christians don't care about babies once they're born. They just hate that they're not being born. They hate abortion, but they don't do anything when the babies are born. And I said, tell you what. You Google the words Catholic Adoption Agency, and you lick my bottom for every one you find. And I got blocked.
No.
I got blocked. Where can people find out where you are? Website?
Yes, our donor website is friendsofsoundview.org. Our client website is soundviewpregnancy.com. If you know of any woman that's struggling with this difficult decision, please send her there. We will love them and honor them and give them the best care.
Patriot Julie, fighting to end abortion. Let's hear it, ladies and gentlemen. Back to you, Big D.
All right, Kevin Downey Jr., very good. Very important stuff there. Live from Studio 6B at the America First Warehouse on a Friday night. Vinnie Mac is here. Slick's going to do sports here in a second. Delgado's here. Kevin Downey Jr., Paul Nolan. We got all the news. Vin, what'd you think of that? What'd you think of the president?
I thought that was a great interview. We've met Julie before, but it just got me thinking about all of the some of the people you meet that were going to be aborted. You know, that were the parents were planning on aborting them, and some that go on to become really interesting people, some great people.
Aaron Judge.
Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
Exact example I made today was we're talking about content and making a series, about these people, Tim Tebow and others. But there's so many great people that have come onto this earth. And by the way, they don't have to be famous. It's just interesting, good people, all of them that survived that. I just think it's worth examining that and saying, hey, that's awesome. We want to meet you all, because they were almost terminated for no reason. And here they are, being a great, source to the society, and being an inspiration.
Yeah, and you know what's amazing about that, too? You're doing the interview there, Kevin. Not only did we learn that your bottom's not being licked now because you got blocked, but also you had mentioned...
I'll take the check, please.
You had mentioned the other day you wrote this article regarding birth rates. Mm-hmm. And that's exactly what she's talking about, how the birth rates are kind of, they need people to kind of help get the birth rates up, or else your nation disappears. And we're seeing that in Europe.
Yeah, absolutely. They've been the globalists have been pushing abortion for decades, and so women say, "Well, you just have an abortion. I can go get a job. I can spend my life in a cubicle instead of raising kids."
Right.
And it's worked to the point where most of Western civilization is not reproducing enough, and that's when the globalists said, "Hey, I got an idea. We can fix this. It's called Islam. Come on in."
Yeah.
And then they started blowing us up.
Right.
But we can't talk about that.
But their birth rates are like 3 times what's going on in Europe, 3 and 4 times higher. And Europe is basically, at this point, I think Spain is at 1.1. You need 2.1 kids per family to kind of just sustain that number.
Yep.
And they're all under 2. And this guy was saying Spain is gone, Italy's gone, Greece is gone, Germany is gone, because they're all under 2.
All of them. I just wrote this article at PJ Media called "While They're Breeding, We're Bleeding: Islam's Plan to Take Over the West." And it's working. And they've been pushing this for a long time. What a sick trick. Hey, stop having... Remember, we were also going to be overpopulated. Remember that?
Yeah.
It's the right thing. Have abortions. It's the right thing to do for the planet. No, it's the right thing to do so that Islam can come in and take us over.
You know how many people can't have children? That have trouble having children? You know, infertility in this country is at a high rate. Yep. Who would love to have one of these children and take care of them and bring them up as their own?
Yes.
So it seems like a very solvable problem without having to have just the abuse of abortion. So thank you for doing what you do.
Yeah. It's been a soft... Yeah. It has been a soft war on depopulation, from fluoride in the water and chemicals in our foods and words we can't pronounce that we eat and vaccines that we take and, you know, and not just that, the economic stature and the dollar worth nothing, 2 parents in the workplace, both being taxed to death, impossible to make ends meet with 2 or more kids. It's all systematic, and don't think tanks and these big machines that like process the plans down the road 10, 20, 50 years. Don't see this as part of their solution. And don't think endless war, while they made money, they didn't know there would be mass migration from the Middle East of Muslim nations running to Europe and America to breed. They knew this was coming. This was people, the globalists see these things so far in advance. You know, I'm trying to balance my checkbook and, you know, and not get run off the road getting on the Southern State. And these people are planning 100 years ahead of time. Mm-hmm. So we're up against something totally different. And it's nice that the media can't control this age of information. As I said, you know, we are the media now, every single one of us. It's all up to us constantly to spread the word, you know, and just try to be as reasonable as you can with the blockheaded people who just refuse to see how distorted their view of the world is, you know, and the liberals are lost. You know, they think they're virtuous, but meanwhile, they are pure evil. Yeah. And they can't come to that reality because when it happens, their whole entire fiber will cave in on itself.
All right, 37 past the hour, live from Studio 6B at the America First Warehouse. Lots of important stuff to get into tonight, but let's take a break. President says he's going to go to the U.S. Open, the final, in New York City. So
Sunday.
Let's do some sports, and we'll get back to news. Sports is brought to you by our friend Mike Lindell.
Hey.
LFS6B is the promo code to use if you want to shop at MyPillow. Slick's got sports. Slickster, what's going on?
All right, Big D. And in Flushing right now, they're trying to settle up who's going to be in that U.S. Open final on Sunday afternoon. Yannick Sinner, the world #1, right now making pretty much easy work of Felix Auger-Aliassime, 6-1, and now 2-1. He's trailing in the second set, but I do think Sinner will win. Carlos Alcaraz had a complete walkover over Novak Djokovic earlier today as well. 6-4, 7-6, 6-2, making easy work there. So right now, world #1 versus world #2 in all likelihood. They probably could have just skipped the first 2 weeks and just made it best 2 out of 3 and had them both play each other. But should be a great event, and the president will be there. And we're getting set as well with the women. We're going to see Arina Sabalenka and Amanda Anisimova get it on tomorrow at 4 o'clock. The women's finals. I absolutely love the women's tennis finals. Fierce competitors. They play the game great, and that should be a good one. #1 Sabalenka, a big favorite though. She's got a mean serve, and I think Vin, I know you follow as well. It's going to be tough for Anisimova to overcome her. I would have liked to have seen Naomi Osaka pull it out, but unfortunately she fell last night.
Great pronunciations, by the way. I mean, you're getting all these names.
Little practice.
I'm impressed.
Thank you. We got a little NFL action going on tonight too. Second game of the season, Big D, in Brazil, Sao Paulo, Brazil right now. Corinthians Stadium of all places. The Chiefs right now trailing the Chargers 7-0 with 4:28 to go in the first. Justin Herbert hit Quentin Johnson for a touchdown earlier. Errol Johnson about with like 3 minutes in. So right now 7-0. Chargers winning that. Let's get to the baseball scores. Big one: Cincinnati Reds and Mets. Mets trying to lock up that third and final wild card spot, get themselves into the playoffs. Lead the Reds right now 5-4. The Reds do trail the Mets by 5 games. This is a big 3-game series in Cincinnati. Bottom of the 6th in there. Brewers over the Pirates 3-2, top 7. Also top 7. White Sox leading the Tigers 5-4. The Dodgers and Orioles, no score there. Yankees trailing the Blue Jays in the Bronx 5-4. 5-1, top of the fifth. But Yankees have been playing good. They're going to secure a playoff spot. They're looking good there. And Giants over the Cardinals, 2-0, top of the second. We saw the president a little bit earlier, and well, they're getting ready for a big UFC White House extravaganza next year. And the White House plans were revealed earlier today, including weigh-ins at the Lincoln Memorial is going to be part of this. How do you like that one? Ryan Moorick, Fox News. Yeah. Reports detail, no kidding, to come out regarding the planned UFC fight at the White House next year. Dana White confirmed on social media Thursday that the event is on roughly 2 months after President Donald Trump's announcement. While admitted shortly after that announcement that he had no idea Trump would mention it in a public setting, but the ball has been rolling ever since. The Wall Street Journal reported Friday morning that weigh-ins will take place at the Lincoln Memorial, and the event will take place on the South Lawn after prior discussions of having fighters enter from the Oval Office. The outlet also reported that fighters may warm up for their bouts inside 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Talk about the Department of War. We're going to have a war right there, right? Unbelievable. So can't wait for that. That'll be great, Big D. So that's a wrap in sports. I'm going to throw it back to you.
All right, Slick, very good. Sports brought to you by Mike Lindell. LFS6P is the promo code to use. If you want to shop at MyPillow, give you a great savings. We'll do some more sports here in hour 2. But the president took a little time from us, but it was good to see the president talking in the new Rose Garden. He spoke about it today when he was in his presser in the Oval Office. And he was sick of the grass getting wet and everybody standing there sinking into the ground, he said. So I guess he was showing it off tonight. So we'll get to other headlines. But let's start the main headlines, which are the greatest headlines in the world. And that's with Rick Delgado. Mr. Delgado, what's going on?
All right, David. Well, thank you for that. And, yeah, these are the greatest headlines. And I think President Trump just gave us one of tomorrow's great headlines. We'll see if the liberal media freaks out, as they always do when he says something. Did you hear at the end when he was talking, he said, "I'm going to be with you for the rest of my life."
Oh, yeah, I heard that.
Right?
Yeah.
As soon as I heard that, I'm like, freak out is coming, because we already got Gavin Newsom freaking out every time the Trump administration sends him some new hats that say Trump 2028. Yeah. So you can imagine what's going through their demented little pea brains right now as they sit there and go, he is a dictator. He says he's going to be here for the rest of his life. See, there's the proof. I can see it now. It's going to be the headline across all liberal media tomorrow.
That's great.
Get ready. You heard it here first. This is what we do. We've got our fingers on the pulse, Paul.
Elon Musk is going to make a forever Trump robot. It's just going to be there forever,
and it's just going to be out there,
and it's going to get younger.
Yes. Oh my goodness, wouldn't that be great?
It'll be on Mars, I believe.
Yeah, right.
And it'll be huge. Right? That'll be it. So that'll be interesting. And other great things that he talked about there. And Damon, I know you want to get into it. Maybe we can do it after the break. But about moving the country forward and what the liberals are all about. So I think we'll touch on that. I've got some stuff on Nigel Farage as well. Yep. And of course, Trump taking his fighting crime message, not only to what you saw tonight talking about, but also that he should be taking it to those cities themselves. I believe, and I said this before, he needs to go on a campaign trail. Go to these cities, get the people on his side to say, look, they're the ones that are stopping you guys from being safe. I think that could be a winning message for him.
Definitely.
All right, we'll start the headlines when we get back. We'll get back on track here after the president spoke for a little bit. Live from Studio 6B on a Friday night at the America First Warehouse. We're back right after this.
Woo!
Some of that today.
It was good.
We'd have to check it.
All right, I'll listen to it now.
Chat. Live in the
Aaron,
chat.
you want to test this?
You guys are doing good. Very good. Thank you.
Yep. I hear it.
You got it?
Yeah.
Who are we doing? Is Kevin doing somebody now? I don't know if we have the promo upstairs. Okay. Aaron, you have the promo for next week? Yeah, we'll run it twice an hour too, top and bottom. Yep.
Who's talking to Kevin? Who's talking to Kevin? Who's brave enough? Remember, if you do have a question or a comment throughout the show, when Kevin comes out, wave him down. He's more than happy to sit with you. You know, Kevin, I think if those ladies make some room for you and give you that pillow, you could squeeze in the middle there. Yeah, now you're talking.
The first 57 seconds are clean and clear, no cursing. So I'll send it to you. It's clean.
Yeah,
send it to me. Where are you going to send it to me?
Where do you want it? Email or text?
I don't know. We don't have like the screen. Like we're not on.
That's what it.
But usually it has us. No? You sure? Are you from out of town?
Yeah.
No. Okay.
That's awesome.
I'm from Center.
Thank you, everyone on Facebook. I appreciate the comments and the support. There seems to be some people out there that must be left-wingers trying to sabotage the chat.
That's cool.
It's cool, man. Appreciate it.
Which is sad to see, but that's what they do. You can't blame them, I guess, for trying, but we can shut them down.
At least 3 pairs.
It's just that there's nothing like him. I mean, when he would talk for half an hour, I could easily get 4.
All right, here we go.
Who do I do that with? Studio 6B on a Friday night at the America First Warehouse. Joe the Box running around with that old glory as he always is. Slick's here. He's going to do some more sports. Vinnie Mac, Kevin Downey Jr., Paul Nolan, all going to get to their thoughts on whatever news that's caught their attention today. If I have some time, I do want to get to Tim Kaine. I was going to start with it, but we just went in a different way. So if we have time, we'll get back to that. But let's do some headlines. Now, and here with that is Rick Delgado. What's going on, Delgado?
All right. Well, thank you, Damon. And again, President Trump speaking earlier this evening. You guys got to see it live from the White House. One of the things he's talking about, of course, is crime and what is going on in the major cities, the major blue cities, the liberal cities, the cities run by Democrats. And he said earlier this week he's going to deploy the National Guard troops to fight crime in Chicago. He actually says we're going in, which sounds a little ominous when you think about it. It's like, we're going in. It almost sounds like the SWAT team. He says we're going in. I didn't say when, but we're going in. Of course, all the Chicago politicians are freaking out. You got Pritzker, the governor of Illinois, freaking out. You've got Brandon Johnson, the wacko mayor, liberal mayor of Chicago, freaking out, erupting basically anytime he's asked about it. But I mean, and again, this is something that I said a little bit earlier regarding how he needs to take this message and take it to the people, kind of like what he did in the South Bronx when he was campaigning. Remember, everybody thought that's a terrible idea. Don't go there. Nobody's going to show up. It was packed. And it was packed with overflowing with the people that actually live there, who said, we understand what you're saying. We're not listening to the dipwads in Manhattan because they're not in the South Bronx. They don't understand the problems that we're dealing with. And I think if he goes to the people of Chicago, if he goes to the people of Baltimore, if he goes to the people of New Orleans, maybe do it like a campaign trail. You know, hey, we're coming into town. You tell us what you guys need, and then we'll take that to your politicians and beat them over the head with it.
Well, did you guys see the clip circulating in the town hall where a lot of black people came up and started ripping into the mayor, saying you're either sleeping with the devil, or you're friends with the devil, or you're incompetent, or they were just giving him the business. They want help. They need help. They're basically prisoners of their own home. Without law and order, you don't have a country or a community. Look no further than El Salvador, the single scariest place in the world until Bukele takes over.
Right.
Now it's the safest place anywhere per capita.
Yeah.
Think about what it takes, a little bit of leadership and some gumption.
Right.
That's all it takes.
And what's amazing is you'll see the left-wing media, the left-wing politicians all say there's no problem, nothing to see here, move along. But meanwhile, there is a major problem. And if you ask the right people, like the people that actually live there, you'll get answers like Don Lemon wasn't expecting. Here's cut number 3, the former CNN hack known as Don Lemon, as he asked some people in Baltimore he's probably hoping they're going to say, no, we don't have a problem here. We don't need National Guard troops. Here he is, cut number 3. Watch this face plant.
I've been a resident of Maryland all my life, so I think it would help some.
Why so?
Coming from a family that was broken up, my husband was murdered 2 years ago, and nothing was ever done.
Murdered where? At home?
Mm-hmm, right out in front of our house.
Sorry.
It was a carjacking gone wrong, and they shot him in his head. Killed him instantly, so. But again, our lovely mayor didn't do nothing.
Did they ever find the perpetrator?
Nope.
So you want to see it?
Yes, I want justice.
You want justice, and you would like to see the troops here in the National Guard?
Yes.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, and I'm sorry you had that experience.
He can't get out of there fast enough.
And the lady next to him couldn't get out of there fast enough either. She wanted nothing to do with him.
Yeah. So you can see the left-wing former media, because he's not getting paid to do that anymore. Of course, they're suffering because every time they do decide to go and talk to the people, these are the answers they're getting. So I think that's the way. Especially heading into Chicago and Baltimore, like you saw there, that's the way I think the president should be tackling this. Make it more like a campaign thing, and get the people on your side. That's how you won the election. You got the people on your side. So
it's sort of like this war on drugs thing going on, because the people doing the carjackings and the killings, there's drugs everywhere. It's really based off the drug trade. And you ask, I think you're 100% right. He goes into the streets and starts asking the people of Chicago. But these are people that have lost a child. They've lost a friend, as we talked about. And what I always wonder, and we talked about this the other night, is do these politicians care about any life, like one life or 100 lives? Does it matter to them? They don't care. These are collateral damage for them, for their political benefits, and they should all be thrown out of office.
Yeah, it's almost like they need a certain number. We haven't hit that death number yet. As soon as we get that death number, then we'll do something about it. But you'll never see that happen.
Yeah, they'll do something. They'll take your Second Amendment. Right. That's their solution.
All right, give me one more, Delgado. What else you got?
All right. Well, I don't know if you saw this, but Joe Biden may have suffered a little problem. Did you see the bump on his head? According to some reports, they think he may have fallen. But now it's coming out that it looks like that former President Joe Biden, may have had some surgery, as he was seen with a massive wound on his head. This is coming from the New York Post, 82. Shocking footage showed the former president sporting a noticeably large red wound across the front of his head, partially hidden by his white hair, probably because his wife punched him in the head. While leaving a church in Rehoboth Beach, he was a little surprised, the person who took the video, that he saw such a huge, noticeable scar on the former president. It looks fresh, according to the witness, said the little hair was combed over the scar. It looks to me like someone had several basal cell skin cancers removed from his head.
Or it's an auto pen injury.
Yeah, it could be an auto pen.
I believe, yeah.
It could be that.
Because that auto pen could do a lot of things on its own. A lot of things.
It's unclear if the former president went under the knife, as you can see with the bandage. According to this picture, the 46th president previously had a cancerous skin lesion removed from his chest after a physical in February of 2023, which again turned out to be this basal cell carcinoma, diagnosed as an aggressive form of, which could be an aggressive form of skin cancer. So we'll see what happens with that. But it was a disturbing picture when you saw it over the weekend. It looked like he fell, which I wouldn't be surprised if maybe he fell and had like a loaded diaper incident.
I heard a zombie wanted to eat his brains but left hungry.
I did not know that.
Or he had Dr. Fauci going to get his prostate cancer. Oops, wrong end. I couldn't tell.
Put a mask on.
I thought it was confirmed that he was treated for cancer, no?
Yeah, I guess there was some reports that they weren't sure because it looked like a bruise to a lot of people, but now some people
second
are saying,
time.
Yeah, the second time.
2 different cancers, too.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
on the chest.
Yeah. All right, very good. We'll do some more headlines with Delgado. Let's do a little Vinnie Mac news. We'll see what's on Vinnie Mac's mind. Vinnie Mac, what's on your mind?
Well, I was on Google Earth just checking a few things, and I did notice that both Rosie O'Donnell and Ellen DeGeneres are still not living in the United States.
Yeah.
Just wanted to make a note of that. You know, that Google Earth really pays dividends. You know, you can see a lot of things.
It's great. You can see Rosie from outer space.
Yeah. Like a,
No surprise.
You can't miss her.
You don't even have to zoom in.
It's like Trump using Zillow to get
You can smell her, too.
The mullahs. I want to talk more about Robert F. Kennedy. You know, I want to talk more about
me too.
a chronic disease with 80% of our youth. I want to talk more about the autism. 1 in 30-something kids have
31.
autism, and all these things that are coming out. And I want to talk about that, and I want to talk about the hysteria, by the way, of the Republicans and the Democrats about RFK. So maybe when we get back from the break, we can talk a little more about that.
Yeah. All right, live from Studio 6B. Man, that is a quick hour 1, hour 2 coming up. We're back on a Friday night live here at the American First Warehouse right after this.
Chat live in the chats.
Thanks, dude. I appreciate it.
Give it to
Run
Harry.
the promo, then come to me, and then I'll throw to Kevin.
Chat live in the chat.
Mr. Delgado,
Yes, what?
look at the TV
What TV?
in front of you.
Yes, I see that.
Okay,
He's looking for someone to talk to.
that's different than it was
It
before.
was different. You're right.
Thank you.
Oh, he got it.
So what's your point?
Now I don't have any point.
You just want to see the back of your head? Is that what you
Well, I wanted to straighten you out.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, he's
Yeah. Harumph.
Jethro TXK in the Rumble chat. Frederick Leathers, Drake 99, Hot Dog 1966, Astro Tech.
You're going to do RFK? Did you hear Trump today in the White House?
Joe Ed Jr., Dead Man Fish
I want to
55.
set the table with that, and then you can talk about it, because, I mean, he basically threw RFK under the bus.
Get in the middle of it.
Great Googly Moogly.
So you heard him?
I know.
He basically threw
Go over there and look cool.
Yeah.
Zinc and Ivy.
So, do we have
RD Bull. Excuse me?
I'm sorry.
What?
We have the one RFK clip.
Well, yeah, but it's with
I'll play the clip, then I'll
with
throw
Bernie.
it to you.
Okay.
What clip are you playing for him?
Trump in the White House today.
Okay.
Your clip's not going to work. It's too
No,
small.
no, I know. I mean, that's why I picked it up. I got your message. All good.
Aaron, out of Kevin, I'm going to go to the video in front of me.
Don't Laugh at McGroin is in the Rumble chat. Yes, you heard that right. Over on the Twix chat, you got Farmer Brook. Hey, is Farmer Brook going to be on tonight?
No.
No, okay.
Nope.
Sorry, Farmer Brook. Woodrow's in there, put on a suit is in there. Gerald Butts.
No, Brooke. We're up the creek tonight, Rick.
Yeah,
with
Paul X. Nolan is even in the Twix chat. Look at him. Vivian from
Farmer
Michigan.
Brooks everywhere.
You got people here from Arizona. Harry's in the way. Can't see these people. Harry, get out of the way.
When we do odds makers, it's going to be quick, slick. Give me the pick, give me like one line, and then we go to the next one.
Tumbleweed Farmer.
I'll just let you and Aaron pick.
All right, we got about 10 seconds, everybody.
Hey Rav family and War Room Posse, mark your calendar. September 12th and 13th, the Rebels, Rogues, and Outlaws Tour is coming to the America First Warehouse.
I have never seen anything like this.
2 unforgettable days filled with patriots, barbecue, and live shows straight from the most amazing place, the America First Warehouse. Get ready for a special guest to be announced, plus a 3-hour live episode of Studio 6B.
And we're just going to go do it.
On the 12th, Steve Bannon will host War Room Live at 5 p.m. And Steve will be back again on the 13th. Woo! Followed by 1 hour with Peter Navarro.
I went to prison so you won't have to.
The Rebels, Rogues, and Outlaws Tour, September 12th and 13th at the America First Warehouse. Scan the QR code to see pricing and availability. Don't miss this opportunity. Tickets won't last.
If your television sounds funny in the evening, you're watching live from Studio 6B.
All right, it is live from Studio 6B at the America First Warehouse. Hour 2 on a Friday night. Vinnie Mac is here. Rick Delgado, Paul Nolan, Kevin Downey Jr., Slick's doing sports. President Trump spoke from the Rose Garden tonight. We took that live, so it ate up a little bit of the show. We're going to try to get everybody here, though, back in. Kevin Downey Jr. is here, and of course, he's here at the America First Warehouse. He's got Patriots with him, as always. Kevin, who you got?
Hey, Big D, we've got Patriots, Roseanne and Paul. They're not from here. They came a long way. Let's hear it for Patriots, Roseanne and Paul. All right, Roseanne, where'd you come in from?
All the way from Cave Creek, Arizona.
Cave Creek, Arizona. Now, you were discussing your nightly dinner plans. Who do you have dinner with every night?
Well, you guys don't know this, but we have dinner together every night. Every night. 5 o'clock. Yeah, all you guys.
Oh, the time difference.
Yes, 5 o'clock. You guys come on at 5 o'clock in Arizona, so we're cooking and eating every night.
Wow.
Daylight savings, then we have to switch dinner.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. You don't do the daylight savings thing. No. Good for you. I wish we didn't do that either, but we do. Now, let me ask you, you guys clearly Patriots, what has Donald Trump done that you didn't think he would do, and you went, oh my God, I can't believe he did that. That's great.
He actually drove out all the losers out of this country. So they keep on going. They say they're going to go, and they're going. So.
Paul, what do you got?
As a former Border Patrol agent, I was surprised how fast that he shut the border down.
Way to go, Paul!
I mean, I knew he was going to do it, and I know that if you let them do their job, it can be done. We don't need more. We don't need more people to go run to Walmart or get diapers or make sandwiches. Let the agents do what they can do, what they know how to do, and look how fast it was shut, and it's still shut.
Yeah, nice.
And what time can we come over for dinner next Monday?
5 o'clock. Yeah,
5 o'clock.
lasagna.
All right. Roseanne, I want you to look in that camera and say, back to you, Big D.
Back to you, Big D.
All right. Let's hear it for Roseanne and Paul. Clap for them.
Roseanne and Paul from Arizona. Here at the America First Warehouse. Kevin Downey Jr., thank you very much. Nice.
Former Border Patrol guy.
That was great, man.
That's
love
awesome.
that.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
There you go. Ben Berkwam, he's been out there.
God bless you, buddy. God bless you, Paulie.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's got guns like me, you know?
Yeah, almost.
Should we ask him? Do you know Ben Berkwam?
Of course.
He does. He actually does.
Well, everybody knows Ben Berkwam. The great Ben Berkwam. He's covered the border like nobody else. So, Real America's Voice, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night. We were going to do some news with Vinnie Mac. He wants to talk about RFK. And I thought, let's set the table, because we all support President Trump as much as we can, and I don't think it's I don't think we should be afraid to talk about the things we don't like or the things that raise red flags when we see them. And this was one of them for me today in the Oval Office. Of all the very many good things the president is doing, he had this question and this answer today. And after we talked about RFK yesterday and doing the Lord's work, really, yesterday, saying the things that some of us had wanted said for the last 5 years, confronting these gold-plated phonies who are all bought and paid for by Big Pharma in Elizabeth Warren and all these other loudmouth jerks. And then the president gets asked about it today. And here's the question and answer from the press conference today.
The vaccine mandates that were rolled back for school children. What do you think about that?
Well, I think we have to be very careful. Look, you have some vaccines that are so amazing. The polio vaccine, I happen to think, is amazing. A lot of people think that COVID is amazing. You know, there are many people that believe strongly in that. But you have some vaccines that are so incredible. And I think you have to be very careful when you say that some people don't have to be vaccinated. It's a very tough position. So I'd give you an answer. I'll give you a feeling. But just initially, I heard about it yesterday, and it's a tough stance. Look, you have vaccines that work. They're just pure and simple work. They're not controversial at all. And I think those vaccines should be used. Otherwise, some people are going to catch it, and they endanger other people. And when you don't have controversy at all, I think people should take it.
Vin, I think people should take it, and they're great. Essentially, it's still continuing what the president says here.
Yeah. I look at it this way. First off, there are good vaccines. I think we've seen them save a lot of lives and cure some things. What's happened is our medical system has gone vaccine crazy, and they've also not done the proper testing to validate these vaccines. Who needs 80 vaccines? You know, some of these kids have to get 30 vaccines by the time that they're just getting into school. I think where RFK is coming from, that is completely misunderstood, is that he's saying, I'm not, don't think you shouldn't take a vaccine that's going to help cure something. I just want to see them done properly. I want to see the research done properly. I want to see a little more thought into it. And I happen to suspect that these vaccines and the over-vaccinations might be causing more problems than they're solving. I think that's where RFK is coming from, and I think where Trump is talking about is saying, hey, there are some that are really good, so I'm not anti-vax. I think the whole subject is misunderstood. I think RFK is so misunderstood. What this guy's doing is such common sense. As I said before the break, 80% have chronic disease. That's an astonishing figure. 1 in 32, 33 kids born have autism. An astonishing figure. These aren't like statistics. These are like major majorities of our population. And all RFK is saying is something's wrong. And the people who are supposed to be watching this and fixing it, they're doing a terrible job. And I'm getting rid of them. Just like Pete Hegseth has done with the military. Just like others have done that have come in, like Kash Patel's doing with the FBI. This is what he's doing. He's cleansing the CDC and other institutions. I think the vaccine thing, and I'm a little disappointed in some of the stuff that Trump said there, but I do understand where he's coming from. I think the point he was making was there are some good vaccines. I think the rest of it was a little cloudy. But RFK is misunderstood because the left wants to misunderstand him. They want to make him a villain because of the pharma companies and so on. As far as I'm concerned, I think he's one of the best picks Trump's made in his entire cabinet, and he's made some great picks. And he's going to be changing this country for the better. And he's a true American patriot, this guy.
Yes.
Yeah, I read his book about Fauci way back when no one would touch that book. And I was startled, shocked.
That real Dr. Fauci's insane.
And it all came out to be true. He knows what he's talking about, and the way he fought those senators, in the hearings, the way he went after them, I say kudos to him. And I think Trump's he doesn't need to come around. He said what he said, but I think Trump's going to back him. I don't think it's going to. But what I'm worried about, really, what I wanted to mention during this whole little diatribe on RFK, is our Republicans. They're going against him. What the hell are they doing? It's common sense. Look at this country.
They're keeping their money machine going.
They're keeping their money machine going, and it's like Doge. like we talked about last night, RFK is Elon Musk to the healthcare system. It's very much like Doge.
Yes. Yes.
Yep.
So,
go ahead.
You know, so to me, the Democrats especially don't even want to have this argument. They don't even want the discussion on the table.
No
they
discussion.
don't want the research on the table. They want to stomp him out before any of this comes to light. That's what's so frightening about this. They want to trust these venerated, wonderful deities in the CDC that supposedly the experts. Is it because they're corrupt? Is it because they're stupid? Or is it because of their ego, where they can't admit that they were duped? We talk about it all the time. It's easier to fool someone than admit you were fooled. And is it ego for these people, or is it their money? What is it? Because for me, I'm thinking it's money first, and it's ego second.
It's money, and it's a Trump pick.
They don't want the discussion even on the table.
Yeah.
The evidence has been so overwhelming that even the measles vaccines, they show evidence that the measles started to eradicate its own self before before
the vaccine
came out. And that was from like the 30s, 40s, 50s, and the 60s. They saw all kinds of anomalies, through it. So there's a lot of evidence to say that vaccines are the number one moneymaker for pharma. They don't have to bring testing. Every 1 in 5 drugs make it to market. Each drug takes roughly $20 billion to get to market. And if it gets to market, that's $100 billion. One sticks. That's for one, now you got to run the risk of advertising it, efficacy, work, and then they get pummeled on the back end. So the Dole-Bear Act makes it so there's no testing on vaccines. So you know what? If I'm in that business and I have no soul, I'm going to make a vaccine for everything.
Yeah,
but he's over the target. RFK is over the target.
Right.
100%.
Look at the response. We see this with everything Trump does and all of his picks. They go crazy. Why? They're right over the target.
100%.
It's in the bullseye. So I would say he's doing a great job.
Yeah, exactly. And if you want to see what happens when he confronted Bernie Sanders, cut number 2. Bernie Sanders admits they're all corrupt.
You call that a piece of cake?
You can listen to it and watch it yourself. Here it is, cut 2. Check it.
Every single Republican, I don't mean to be political here, Mr. Chairman, has received PAC money from the pharmaceutical industry. Are they all corrupt as well?
Yes.
I'm telling you, the American Heart Association has been corrupt by the food
Everybody but you, Senator. But you know what? When you ran for president, we have a corrupt campaign finance system. Maybe you will agree with me on that. Okay, you were already president, you got a billionaire behind it. You received $300,000 from people, not from the industry, people in it, as I did, from individuals. You corrupt. President Trump got $3 million. Every Republican got corporate PAC money for the pharmaceutical industry. Democrats as well. Everybody is corrupt, but you?
Yeah.
Is that what we're looking at? I don't think so. And I think the issue now...
I don't even know what you're talking about.
Well, I think you do know what I'm talking about.
I don't know what you're talking about.
The issue is every time anyone disagrees with you...
Are you saying the pharmaceutical industry was supporting my presidential campaign?
I'm saying...
I don't think so.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was trying to say.
He was like Mike Tyson on his way up. Just knocking out everybody one after another.
Yeah.
He did not lose one of those head-to-head
No.
He did not.
He was
Especially not.
fantastic.
He was,
You know
he was
what?
great.
I think some of these communists should start with a little decaf every morning. I thought Bernie's heart was going to explode.
All right, live from Studio 6B at the America First Warehouse. We got more news, more to do. We're back right after this.
Come on! You said it, Paul. You said it.
Didn't Army and Delgado win the gambling this year? We're teaming up. I do pros and he does college.
When did that get discussed?
What?
When did that get discussed?
I've been saying it for 5 weeks.
Has everybody on Facebook?
I won't do it, whatever.
Sherry Merrill, thank you very much.
To do that many people in this segment.
Linda Dooley.
We're not going to have that.
You got it right there with
I got
Bernie
the Cleveland
and
Browns
Pocahontas.
+5.5. Make a note of it.
You get the Browns?
+5.5.
That's
the first game I looked
Prudence
at.
Buxton, thank you very much. Big RFK supporter.
Chris Ford.
All right, 2 seconds, please.
Perry, you should get a bump shot off Joe's shirt. That's next week's thing.
Oh, yeah. That's a good shirt.
Philip Huff, good to see you out there, man. Yeah, this RFK thing really strikes a chord here on social media. Roberta Barnes, I don't know why these rules kept trying to stifle RFK during that whole thing.
That was the
Very unfair.
Today?
Steve Quinski, it's all about the money. That's where Paul was going with this. It's all about the money. Susan Lewis, okay. I see out there, all in caps,
I got
too.
'em.
Thank you. Me.
Yeah. What?
How many reads she's asking?
Who's asking?
Aaron just said how many reads.
No, she didn't. She just said, Damon, you have the reads. So I said, yes.
She said how many reads.
No, it's always 2. Is Kevin got someone? Was he doing it? He got someone?
Moni Eckert, thank you very much. I appreciate the support very much. And the red, white, and blue hearts.
The Blues at the America First Warehouse. Let me talk to you about our friends at Tax Network USA. If you're stressed about back taxes, maybe you missed the April deadline or your books are just a mess, well, don't wait. The IRS is cracking down. Penalties add up fast. 5% per month, up to 25% for just not filing. But there's help. Tax Network USA can take the burden off your shoulders and stop the spiral before it gets worse. They've helped thousands of Americans, whether you're an employee, a small business owner, you haven't filed in years, messy books, no problem. They've seen it all. They know exactly how to clean it up with direct access to powerful IRS programs and expert negotiators on your side. Tax Network USA knows how to win. You'll get a free consultation, and if you qualify, they may even be able to help you reduce or eliminate what you owe. So don't wait for the next IRS letter. Call 1-800-905-8000, 1-800-905-8000, or visit tnusa.com/RAV, tnusa.com/RAV to talk to a real expert at Tax Network USA. Take the pressure off. Let Tax Network USA handle your tax issues. Again, call 1-800-905-8000, 1-800-905-8000, or visit tnusa.com/RAV, tnusa.com/RAV. Well, you know, every night on Studio 6B, we talk about what's going wrong in Washington, but here's a way to do something about it. You can join AMAC, the Association of Mature American Citizens. AMAC is the conservative alternative to AARP, and they're fighting for the values we talk about all the time: faith, family, and freedom, and good old-fashioned common sense. Members get discounts on travel, insurance, and prescriptions, plus access to useful resources and the great AMAC magazine delivered to your door. And get this, you can receive up to 33% off when you choose a 5-year membership. That's just over $1 a month. To join the movement that's holding Washington accountable and help saving the country, go to amac.us/Studio6B, amac.us/Studio6B right now and join. Again, 33% off when you choose a 5-year membership. That's just over $1 a month. amac.us/Studio6B, amac.us/Studio6B right now and join. Stand together and fight for the country that you love by joining our friends at amac, amac.us/Studio6B. All right, 19 past the hour, live from Studio 6B. Kevin Downey Jr. is in the audience with another great Patriot here at the America First Warehouse. I think he's actually right behind me. There he is, Kevin Downey Jr. Who you got?
Thanks, Big D. We got Patriot Eric. Let's hear it from Patriot Eric, ladies and gentlemen.
Love that shirt.
Now, Patriot Eric, is this a little shout out you want to give?
Yes, sir. I want to wish my beloved wife back there, Chrissy, happy 10th anniversary.
All right.
What a great wife.
All right.
She
Happy
brings me
anniversary.
to LFS 6B at
right.
America First Warehouse. I love you, babe.
This is your 10th anniversary?
Tonight.
Oh, good thing Slick and I dressed up. I don't know about the rest of you clowns. You got your flip-flops on, Big D.
Hey, whoa,
10th anniversary. Come on. So why don't you tell everyone where you're from, Eric?
Butler County, Pennsylvania.
Wow.
Now, yeah, heard of it. Now, you opened my eyes. I guess that incel that tried to kill Trump, he's not from Butler, is he?
He is not. He's from Allegheny County.
Allegheny County, boo! Bunch of rednecks and peckerwoods chewing on tobacco in Allegheny County. We don't like them no more. There's a second guy who was from Butler who was arrested saying he was going to try to assassinate Trump. I don't remember that loser's name, but I went to Grok and I said, hey, Grok, what are the odds 2 people would try to kill a president in Butler? A town of 15,000, roughly?
Yeah, more than that, but...
A little bit. Grok said I'd be more likely to win Powerball 4 times than to have 2 people from the same region try to kill Trump. Is there something in the water?
Well, there's stuff in the water, in everybody's water in the United States, but no, nothing specific of Butler. I mean, it's 2/3 Republican, supposedly.
So we got the one guy.
The 2 guys.
The 2 guys who tried to take Trump out. Yep. What's your favorite thing about Trump, Eric?
I'll tell you what. I mean, it was a miracle that we witnessed that day.
Exactly.
I mean, millimeters. You know, if anybody says I've never seen a miracle, just show them that. I mean, there's no doubt about it. I mean, even Trump acknowledges that everybody, you know, that's ever seen that, I think, that has any kind of belief in God at all says, wow, that was something. But if I could, I'd like to talk about our elections. Very involved in our elections.
We're going to have to wait on that in a little bit. Otherwise, I'd sit here and talk to you all day. Okay. You got to do me a favor, though. Look into that camera and say, back to you, Big D.
Back to you, Big D.
Woo. Let's hear it for Eric.
All right, Eric. Kevin Downey Jr. Live from Studio 6B at the America First Warehouse, where I want to remind you, next Friday and Saturday, big event. Live from Studio 6B, Steve Bannon in the house, 5 to 7 War Room next Friday night. And, of course, he'll be back on Saturday as well. We'll be here Friday night, 8 to 11.
What?
Let me say it again, 8 to 11.
What?
3 hours.
3 hour live from Studio 6B.
Way past my bedtime.
Complete shenanigans going on next Friday night here at the America First Warehouse, so make sure you don't miss that. Kevin Downey Jr. and Paul Nolan, let's get to their news. Kevin, give me one of the stories that's on your radar for news here.
Sure. Thank you, Big D. I wrote an article for PJ. It's going to come out Monday because the editor's not sure if we should print this, but everything I'm about to tell you is true. No, I mean it. This is all true. This is creepy, and I don't know why it's not getting a little more airplay. There is a confederacy of online cults. They're pedophiles. They like to rape women and kids. They like to engage in suicidal missions to disrupt Western society. They want to end Western civilization. They're anti-Semitic, and they're big into Islamic jihad violence. I don't know who could be behind that.
Sounds like Democrats.
Sounds like Democrats to me.
Blue head.
And now check this out. In roughly 6 hours of research, I found 6 teens or slightly older who have been in contact with these people before they went on school shootings or mass shootings. This includes the animal from Minneapolis. He was in touch with these people. The Antioch shooter from earlier in 2025, a 14-year-old would-be bomber out in Oregon. The list goes on and on. That Rupanow chick who shot up a Christian school, and another one named Solomon Henderson, they were communicating with each other through these groups. Now, no one seems to be putting the pieces together except for Mr. Delgado. These are online groups. No one knows who they are, but everything they stand for are the things that Islam and Democrats stand for. And their number one target is transgender kids because they know that they're already a little messed up, so they go for them and they get them to go shoot people on the behalf of these cults. And no one knows about it, but I'm thinking I smell the recruiting arm for the globalists. What do you think?
Yeah, it really sounds like it when you talk about it like that, Kevin, because let's face it, we've seen this, it's a pattern, right?
Yes.
We keep seeing the same pattern, but what do we get from the news? The liberal media always say, oh, no, you can't say anything. You saw the mayor of Minneapolis come out. You can't even talk about this community. You can't talk about it. They want to go after the guns. That's the problem. I have a gun. I don't tell you where, but it has never followed me around. It doesn't take drugs, and it doesn't want to shoot me.
Yeah.
All right?
And you know what, Paul, what do you think? I think the globalists they're really manufacturing these school shootings because they want to use this to take our guns away, like Australia fell for it. Mass shooting in 96, 32 people killed, and the Australians go, yeah, we'll give up our guns.
Yeah, you know what? There's definitely something there. With the smoke, there most certainly is fire. And we see with the pharmaceutical industry, there's now studies saying that there's so much damage from the boosters and the vaccines that it's actually reduced pineal gland size, so much easier to manipulate someone without that, I guess, called the third eye, which is just an interesting rabbit hole to look at.
All right, live from Studio 6B at the America First Warehouse. Our first odds makers of the year is coming up. Slick Rick and Aaron will tell you what the NFL looks like this weekend. They'll pick the games for each. Slick's already up one game from last night. We'll see what happens on the weekend. We'll do it when we get back right after this.
Hey. Sherry Merrill wants to know if your gun is in a cardboard box.
Do we have somebody?
Yes, actually, yes. It's in a my old what do you call it? A microwave box that I keep it in. Yes.
Oh, yeah, big box.
Big microwave box.
That's the story I was
gigantic.
With styrofoam and
With
everything.
styrofoam and the inflatable little cushions that they have.
Oh
on
yeah,
there.
good.
It's great.
Good. You got quite a collection of those, I bet.
Yes. I'm a fire hazard.
Yeah.
Do we have somebody? No, yeah, we can if you have them, but we. Okay, yeah, so let's do one. It's just got to be quick.
Travis Keese, thank you, man. Appreciate that.
Chat live in
All right,
the
Aaron,
chat.
we'll do one here. Okay, great. So we'll do the interview, then we'll do
Kit Kat.
you guys do the games, then
Commander
I'll do Paul,
Mike.
then we'll do a poll for news.
The real Bruce Lee in the Twix chat.
That's amazing what Kevin came up with there, man. It just comes to the heart of the matter. Good versus evil going on in this world.
You know, he brought up a subject that I've been like on the side when I get a chance looking into.
Here, Cat SB.
This crazy
libtard.
Look, what are you doing?
Oliver's mom. In the YouTube. In the YouTubes.
I can hear you.
We got you in the YouTubes.
I can hear you.
Anna Wilson, Jeff Koenig, David Wiles.
Oh, I know my ears in.
Becky Snyder. All those people in the
ears in,
the YouTube chat.
They're all talking about you.
Whoa.
And what? What'd you say about Paul? Hang on a second. Ethel to Tilly.
Wait, say
Ethel
that again?
to Tilly.
About Paul?
Paul?
I have a well story.
Paul?
Well, look who got busted at the DOJ.
Panama Tom?
A story we're not going to have time to get to. Democrat from Santa Cruz busted $38 million embezzlement scheme. The treasurer in Santa Cruz busted.
Wow.
But guess what? She got 10 years. They've only recovered $5 million so far. Probably only going to get 12. So she's sitting on 26 secret million gone.
Possibly,
and she's going
yeah.
to do 5 years in the country club, a female country club prison.
And where is that?
Would you do?
That's
would you do
in,
5
that's
years
in Arizona,
for $28
right?
million in a country club?
Of course. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, live from Studio 6B at the America First Warehouse, the most patriotic venue in the galaxy. I'm here with Patriot Jerry. Let's hear it for Patriot Jerry stepping up to the microphone. Patriot Jerry, what's on your mind tonight?
I just want to remind people that next Thursday is 9/11, and I want people to take time to remember the day. Take time to acknowledge that what we lost and then the 2 subsequent wars that came out of that, and all of our patriots who were killed in Afghanistan and Iraq, and all the people who've been injured and maimed and many, many other ways. And it's really important to remember it. I'm with the Long Island Veterans Foundation. I'm a current member of the U.S. Coast Guard Auxiliary, and it's something that we need to have a feeling of. Now, at the beginning, in the first number of years, everybody's very patriotic, but we notice how it waned, and thankfully we got a president now who is totally supportive of the military, and actually always mentions the Coast Guard, because we're always the forgotten child of the whole military operation. But it's very important on Thursday to remember it. If you're down in Manhattan, they shine the lights up. They have the artificial lighting that was in the place of where the footprint of the Trade Center. And again, please acknowledge it. I know there's a lot of controversy about Building 7 and everything else, but we're talking about the people who were lost that day.
Absolutely. Now, Jerry, let me ask you. You can clap for that. Go ahead. Yeah. Jerry, let me ask you. I was in Brooklyn that day, and a couple of days later, I was lying in bed watching President George Bush, tell us that Islam is the religion of peace. And here we are 24 years later, a communist Islamo-communist, I call him, is about to take over New York City. How do you feel about that?
Well, it's going to be a real problem, and hopefully the situation will arise. There's one piece of information. I'm going against all conventional wisdom. I personally think Eric Adams has to stay in the race. His vote is predominantly black. He drops out. That vote's going to Mondami. Trust me when I say that. It is not going to go to Cuomo. It's not going to go to Curtis. So the best thing to happen for New York City is Curtis can win with 32 to 34% of the vote. And what they have to do is spend all the money. Now, Casamatides somebody wants to get out. Trump is talking about somebody getting out. Pump the money into negative campaigning against Mondani. Expose this guy for what he is. And then hopefully we'll do really well. It's very important. And one other thing I wanted to mention. I lost 2 people on 9/11. One was a cop who had retired in the morning of 9/11, went up to his apartment, came back down when he found out about the Trade Center, ran into the Trade Center, and the building fell on him. The other one, I was student president at Stony Brook University. My vice treasurer, Lisa Raines, was on the plane that went into the Pentagon. So for me, it's really, really personal. And I am concerned about the religion of peace.
If there's one network that's not going to not think about 9/11 next Thursday, it's Real America's Voice. We take that very seriously here. Back to you, Big D.
Yes.
And thank you, Jerry.
You're right about that. Thank you, Jerry. It's amazing how long it's been.
It is, isn't it? It feels like yesterday, doesn't it?
Yeah. And the point of Mondami in this situation, when you think about what happened in New York that day, and you think about that some guy like this could not only be taken seriously, but can actually win elections, is a stunning
It's insulting to every life lost on 9/11. Besides the fact that it's insulting to all of us as
A literal
common sense people.
Islamist communist is going to take over New York City.
Yeah.
It's insulting to anyone who died fighting communism anywhere along the way.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It's unbelievable.
We're handing it to him.
Yeah. It seems that way. Now, what's his name did say that he's staying in the race today. Everybody thought he said he was going to drop out Eric Adams at 4 o'clock, and he actually got on and said, I ain't going anywhere, and Cuomo's a slimeball, basically. So he took direct shot at him. So, all right, 34 past the hour. Let's change it up here just a little bit. Now, we were going to involve the live from Studio 6B audience. Farmer Brooke was supposed to be on, but we had some technical difficulties connecting with him, so we're going to move him to another week. But let's do Slick and Aaron. Let them go head-to-head here. Week 1, Aaron, roll it, of the odds makers.
All right.
All right, here we go. Week 1. Slick is already up 1-0 over Aaron. They're going to pick I think they're picking 4 games. I don't know how many college, how many pro. But Slick, I'll let you go first. Game 1, where are you going?
All right, 2 college, Big D, and it's week 2 for college, obviously. I'm taking Michigan. Michigan over Oklahoma.
Michigan plus 5.5. They go to Norman to face the Sooners. Michigan with Bryce Underwood will make the march into town. First big road game for Bryce Underwood. We'll see how he does. Who you got here, Slick?
Now I'm taking Michigan plus 5.5 in Norman. Don't call me Chubsy Ubsy, Oklahoma. I think they're going to take that game and they're going to win it going away, especially with that freshman QB.
All right, very good. Michigan plus 5.5 for Slick is game number 1. Aaron, where are you going for your game number 1?
Game number 1, I'm looking at that Oregon-Oklahoma State game.
Okay, Oregon-Oklahoma State. And who you got and why?
I got Oregon here. I think the line is 27.5.
Okay.
They're going to win by. Oklahoma State's running with their 2 freshman quarterbacks. They were pretty underwhelming in the season opener, and they're also without Allie Gordon, who's on the Dolphins now. He was a very key player for them the past 2 years, so I'm not really sure how well Oklahoma State's going to play here. I think Oregon's going to blow them out.
All right, Oregon minus 28.5 at home. Blowout, says Aaron, over Oklahoma State coming to town. That's a 3:30 game on Saturday. All right, game number 2, Slick, who you got?
I'm going to Alligator Alley, Big D, Gainesville, Florida, and it's Florida Gators and USF, University of Southern Florida.
All right, in-state rivalry, who you got?
I got Florida, laying 17.5, I believe.
Okay.
Yep.
Why do you like the Gators? Any reason?
After coming off that 55-0 win over LIU University, which is right here on Long Island, they look real prime, and I think they're going to run away with it. They are number 13 and looking to get into the top 10, Big D. They're taking no prisoners. They're going to roll.
All right, Slick's got the Gators minus 13. What'd you say, 13.5?
17.5.
17.5 is game number 2. Slick likes to lay the wood. We know that.
Yes, I do.
Chalk it up. All right, Aaron, what's game number 2 for you?
I'm going to the NFL now. I'm looking at that Rams-Texans game.
Rams and Texans. Let's see what the line is in that game.
I had 3.
All right, 3. LA minus 3 at home over Houston. Why do you like the Rams? Who are you taking?
I'm taking the Rams.
All right, why?
I feel like the teams have had a lot of turnover this past offseason. Notably, the Cooper Kupp is not with the Rams anymore, but they do have Devontae Adams. Sad he's not on the Jets anymore, but I feel like he's going to play really well in LA. He seems relaxed. He seems refreshed, not dealing with the Jets everything. So hopefully he has a better season than he did last year. I think they're going to be able to hold it down. And Texans, they don't really cover in September. So
okay. Very good. Okay, 4:25 game on Sunday. Aaron's going to go with LA minus 3 over Houston. Slick, game number 3. Where are you going?
Well, speaking of sad, 2 things that are synonymous. The Jets and sad. We're going to the Meadowlands. East Rutherford, Big D. Steelers are coming to town. Old Aaron Rodgers.
Steelers come to town minus 2.5, and it has stayed a pretty solid 2.5. Pittsburgh, a road favorite at the MetLife Stadium. Where are you going, Slick?
I'm going with the Steelers, laying 2.5 on the road. T.J. Watt, too much. I think they're going to win that game. Aaron Rodgers comes back. I know he's 41 years old. It's probably not popular because we're here in New York and I'm giving this report here. But I'm going to take the Steelers. I think their defense is too good, and I don't think they're going to be able to get out of their way with Justin Fields.
All right, so Pittsburgh minus 2.5 for Slick is game number 3. Where are you going, Aaron, for game number 3?
Game number 3, that Browns-Cincinnati Bengals game. I'm going to take the Browns here. Upset.
All right, Cincinnati minus 5.5 on the road going to Cleveland. You like the Browns, huh?
That's a Paul Nolan special.
Yeah, I'm kind of siding with Paul Nolan on this one.
All right.
I feel like Joe Cool is definitely going to give them a run for their money, but for some reason, I really like Flacco at QB1. Fun fact, in 2008, his NFL debut was playing against the Cincinnati Bengals, and they won that game. Pretty interesting. I feel like it's a nice little... I think it's going to go good for Joe Flacco. I don't know. I just have a good feeling about the game.
Is he going to be allowed to have his walker on the field, or does he have to get rid of it before he comes out?
He'll use it on the sidelines. I think he'll be okay on the field as long as he stands up for like.
Okay, Aaron's got Cleveland plus 5.5. Right. Is there game number 3? Final game, Slick, game number 4. Where are you going?
Oh, the game of the week, Sunday night, really is. It's probably the matchup of what could be a prelude to the AFC Championship game. Again, you got the 2024 MVP versus the 2023 MVP in Josh Allen and the great Lamar Jackson. I like the Ravens here on the road. I like them. They're laying 1.5, and at the Highmark Stadium, I think they're going to go in and they're going to upset Josh Allen and the Bills.
Okay, so Slick's got Baltimore, the Ravens on the road. Yeah. A lot of road favorites, minus 1.5 over Buffalo. That one looks like a very interesting line, how Buffalo could be an underdog in week 1 at home. So, interesting pick there. Aaron, what do you have in game 4?
I'm going with Slick on this one. I'm also going to take the Ravens here, the -1 over the Bills. I really feel like there's no reason that the Ravens shouldn't win this game. They are the best two-way team in football right now, and I feel like the Bills still have a lot of work to do going into week 1. Tyler Bass is also limited with his injuries. I don't know how that's going to play out for them. I know they picked up vet Matt Prater on the practice squad. He's a really good kicker, so I don't know. It could be pretty close, but I think the Ravens are going to take this one home.
All right, Baltimore for Aaron as well, minus 1.5. That does seem like a strange line, Paul Nolan.
Wait, it's 1.5?
It's 1.5.
1.5. Baltimore minus 1.5. How is Buffalo a home underdog in week 1?
That doesn't make any sense to me either. Yeah. That team has been stacked for how long? So, you know, you got Josh Allen and you got
Boy, I tell you,
Travis Henry, baby.
I think the two.
Travis Henry.
I would say the two of you are probably on the right side of that game. I would have to take
fishy.
Baltimore and hold. Yeah, that's fishy.
Yeah.
So, all right, there you go. 4 games. Slick versus Aaron. Slick's up 1-0 on his win on Dallas last night, covering the 8.5. So we'll see where we are come Monday. Yes. And of course, we will have the live from Studio 6B audience involved with the odds makers the rest of the year.
Yes.
We'll get Farmer Brooke onto another week. So, all right, there you go. There's your odds makers for week 1. All right, live from Studio 6B at the America First Warehouse on a Friday night. Mr. Nolan, what's on your mind in the news?
Well, James O'Keefe is at it again. He says on Friday, an FBI official was escorted out of the building after he released an undercover video of a DOJ official admitting the government will redact every Republican while leaving all Democrat people on the Epstein client list. So our DOJ investigation is just beginning. Another tape is about to drop. We're currently verifying the footage and confirming our sources. And we've been told an FBI official was escorted out of the building. So, again, more partisan politics, you know, under the cover of...
the guise of Epstein, right?
Just the Epstein thing. And now O'Keefe just said this, that there's another investigation underway and another tape is about to drop. We're currently verifying the footage and confirming our sources. So, you know, it's just always some dirt floating around the surface on this thing. I really hope one day it just flushes all out and we know what the heck happened in this toilet. Because this is this, you know.
I haven't talked to you. I wasn't on the show when you were on Wednesday. What did you think of the press conference the other day? Because I thought there was some quite number of things that came out of that. Like the lawyer basically saying, there's no book of pedophile ring here. He essentially said. Did you hear him say that?
Unfortunately, I did not get to listen to the whole presser. I had it queued up. I've just been so busy with work. But I do have it set where I want to watch it, you know, at least in 2x speed so I can get, you know, through it. But to me, there's a lot of strange players, in the background of this thing. So it's not a great look overall to me. I
mean, it's not a great look to say, hey, we all know the names. We're going to make our own list, but we're just not going to tell any of you. Well, what is that strategy exactly? I don't really understand.
That's a weird one, yeah.
Yeah, just, I mean, if you know the names.
You know, there were some people involved, Aldred, right? What's her name?
Gloria Aldred, the attorney?
She's been
No, I heard that was debunked, that she was actually not there. I had heard that, too, that she was there, and I saw a picture, I thought of her, but somebody said that she was actually not there.
Bill Gates was there.
Well, we could talk about that meeting last night
but
again.
We never got to Kane. We should really get to Kane on the way out.
All right, live from Studio 6B. We'll wrap it up when we get back on a Friday night. America First Warehouse right after this. was that, Bayshore, right?
Yes. Oh my God, Woody, how much do you eat in one night?
Pretzels are the size of a house.
All right, this is going to be the last segment, everybody. So you guys have been doing a phenomenal job on your TV debut. So thank you. We appreciate it.
Aaron, did you make note of all the games so I can post them on socials?
We don't put him on TV. Look at him. He's wearing shorts.
I have the note.
What kind of animal are you?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, send me yours and Slick text me yours so I can post it.
Oh man, I don't. Nobody's talking about Bill Gates. Like,
yeah, I know.
Bill Gates. You know.
Yeah.
Seems like a real sleazebag, Bill Gates, doesn't he?
About it.
A real lowlife.
He is.
How does he end up sitting next to Melania last night? Who put that dinner together?
How did that happen?
That's
what did they say? Hey, let's have a dinner for every person who tried to tear us down and sabotage us. Yeah. What is that?
I'm not understanding the Bill Gates thing, but I do.
I have a theory.
Believe in Trump,
Especially
so
a
there's
guy
a reason, but I don't get it.
He's all over the Epstein list. What is he got him leveraged now?
I have a theory.
I mean,
who knows? His wife dumped him over
Yep.
Epstein.
Don't
What's
worry,
your
Paul.
theory?
Paul, I have a theory.
We'll get to it because we're not going to have time
By
to
the
talk
way,
about it.
what
What's
a
the theory?
tiny little.
Oh, we're not? Oh, okay.
No.
Not
if we're going to do Kane. You want to do that instead of Kane? Which
no,
one
we
you
can do
want?
both. I don't care.
Well, we're not gonna have time for both.
I think it's a case of keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Yeah. So
I'd agree with that.
Yeah,
I agree. Pull them all in close.
And I think
Yeah,
that's
and
a
he's
Trump
got a ton
play,
of
though.
power, and he's like,
on his turf.
yeah, you're going to play
Trump
ball
plays
for
that.
my team now.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't like what you did over there. You're going to undo
Here's
the
what you
crap
can
you've
do for
done.
me.
Right.
This is what you're going to do for us. Transactional Trump.
Yep.
That's why I say I kind of trust what he's going to do, and even though sometimes it don't look good, like Bill Gates sitting next to Melania at a dinner.
I think you guys give him too much credit. You didn't hear him today. Did you hear him today in the Oval Office?
A little bit.
Swooning on about Gates and all of them?
Yeah, he says it about everybody. Oh, they're great. Great.
I don't know. I mean, how do you do it on a day that Kennedy's there taking hell from all these about vaccine?
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, bad news. It's the last segment of the night, last segment of the week. I know. That's where you're supposed to go, I know. But we're going to end it with a very patriotic man, Patriot Rob. Here, let's hear it for Patriot Rob. Fight. Now, Rob, you know someone that is very close to Joe the Box and very close to the America First Warehouse. Why don't you tell everybody who that is?
Rudy Giuliani.
Yeah.
Now, I'm sure most of you folks know Rudy had a bad car crash. You know Rudy. How's he doing?
He's doing well. I was there for the week leading up to it, and I had gotten home, heard the news. Somebody called me and said, "Did you hear the news?" And I did. And I was panic-stricken. But the long and short of it is, Rudy is fine. One thing that people should know about Rudy Giuliani, he is durable. He's a durable man. I mean, he is not no little weakling. He is durable. You know, he takes a licking and keeps on ticking. But yeah, he's doing very well right now. I first met Rudy from listening to him on WABC. I was a caller, if you can believe it, and he mentioned tongue-in-cheek that I should come work for him once. So I took him a little bit seriously, and I wound up creating a great friendship with him. He's an incredible guy. I mean, if you think about it, this country, everybody in this room is a patriot, right? But you have to admit, prior to the Trump phenomenon, which Rudy was right there with it, we were kind of asleep on our feet, weren't we? I mean, did we realize that the problem was as deep as it is, that the deep psychology, how they the psyop, essentially, that was being run on the American people by the media and by every other disgusting criminal piece of garbage that we have that almost is, and they're still trying to do it. They're not talking so loud nowadays, I noticed. Like, you go into a Walmart or something with a Trump hat on, which I do frequently, I don't get anybody coming up to me saying anything except for, like, hey, I like the hat. You know, you get that now.
Yeah.
You don't get too much. The lefties, they've quieted down quite a bit recently. You ever noticed that, everybody? Yeah.
I was wearing my MAGA hat at Trader Joe's. Don't be jelly. I go for the good stuff. And some guy goes, "You support a pedo," because I had a MAGA hat on. I said, "You voted for a guy who literally showered with his daughter, you animal." Yeah. And then he went away. Can you tell us, since you know him, Rob, can you tell us where Rudy's going to be 1 weekend from now?
1 week from today, he is going to be, Rudy Giuliani, Peter Navarro, and Steve Bannon are going to be here at the America First Warehouse.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thank you, Patriot Rob. Thanks for the update on Rudy. Back to you, Big D.
All right. Great to hear on Rudy, America's mayor, by the way. America's mayor, Rudy Giuliani, who hopefully will make his return to Live from Studio 6B if the mayor feels up to it next week. Remember the last time Rudy was on the show? one of the great clips we've ever had on this show.
Yeah.
Talking about Joe Biden back then. So
that was classic.
We'll see if Mr. Mayor would like to return, and we can talk about other things. So I'm glad to hear that Rudy is doing well, because the news of that sounded just horrifically bad. So it's good to hear. So. Well, we got 6 minutes left, and I wanted to start the show with this, but I figured, we had President Trump, so we had a couple curveballs tonight, but maybe we can end with it. Aaron, whatever cut number that is from last night's show, roll that.
The notion that rights don't come from laws and don't come from the government, but come from the creator, that's what the Iranian government believes. It's a theocratic regime that bases its rule on Shia law and targets Sunnis, Baha'is, Jews, Christians, and other religious minorities. And they do it because they believe that they understand what natural rights are from their creator. So the statement that our rights do not come from our laws or our governments is extremely troubling.
Now, Tim Kaine was the Attorney General of Virginia. He wanted to be the vice president of this country. He was the lieutenant governor. He was the 70th governor of Virginia. He's been a senator for however long. And Tim Kaine clearly does not understand one of the most fundamental core founding principles of this country, of this constitutional republic that most of us hold dear, because that statement is beyond idiotic, and it's hard to even explain. Tim Kaine believes your rights come from him, because he's the government, the way he describes it. Your rights come from him. Vin, I cannot think of a more direct and disrespectful, un-American statement as that is.
The Founding Fathers set out to do one very basic thing: to keep government out of our lives, to have a process where people had their freedom of choice, their free speech, all these things where government did not have these types of controls, that they were setting the standards to how we lived. That's exactly how they framed the Constitution. That's how they framed this country, which has been partially hijacked by the left. And then when he brings faith into it, of course, he brings the wrong one. The faith that we all have and the belief in God, that the Creator, and all those things are the basis of us having rights, to be free, to have lives, to care about each other, and not be beholden to some other person's rules, or some king's rules, or some dictator's rules. I mean, he couldn't be more off base. But he's an example of the entire left. This is how they think. I didn't hear anybody push back on this guy, when he said that. The left was probably nodding. Yeah, exactly right, Tim. Way to go. This is the problem. They actually believe this stuff.
Well, that's what I was talking about earlier when I said there's TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, and then there's Trump failure syndrome. This guy is afflicted with both of these particular problems, and it streams out of his brain because he doesn't realize, what we did before we started the show tonight with Joe the Box holding the flag, what did we do? Pledge allegiance. Under who?
God.
Exactly.
And I remind Tim Kaine, there's no punctuation between those four words. There's not a comma. There's not a period. There's no punctuation in the Pledge of Allegiance in that part of it.
Yeah. And it's
and
right
when you
there.
think about it that way, it's a totally different sentence.
It is.
One nation under God. There's no comma in between those four words.
Exactly. And all the guys that came over to all the settlers, all the ones that came over to start this nation, came with various ideas of their God. But it was all, they put that all together to say we recognize that there's a God out there that we serve.
Yeah. And you know what? A couple years ago, as we were watching that, I remember this. A couple years ago, Tim Kaine's wife came out and said that the Declaration of Independence and the Constitution are fundamentally enshrined in slavery to protect white property-owning men and blah, blah, blah. And then I thought, you know what? That reminds me of the 45 Goals of Communism, number 29, discredit the American Constitution by calling it inadequate, old-fashioned, out of step, and a hindrance to cooperation between nations. These pinkos are just following their own rule book.
Yeah. This is why, as Vince says, the whole left, when you think of how egomaniacal they are, how they think, because they actually believe that they determine your fundamental rights and liberty. They think we're a democracy. They don't understand our founders specifically did not want a true democracy. It's why we're a constitutional republic for that very reason.
Yeah, mob does not rule. And, this guy over here looks like lip gloss and glitter telling me that he can run my life better than me. That's what that authoritarian, egomaniacal lunatic just said to all of us, that he knows how to run your life better than you do.
And by the way, that's why they think they can destroy your liberty, because they think it comes from them. So they give it to you, they can take it away.
Exactly right.
They think it's crazy that, oh my, how dare you think that you can think for yourself?
As always, I want to thank everybody here at the America First Warehouse for another great Friday night show. Joe the Box and his staff. And as always, we honor all of our emergency personnel, all of our truckers, all of our farmers, everybody that keeps the country moving forward. Thanks, guys, on the show. Aaron, Frank, great job. Good luck on the odds makers, Slick and Aaron. Have a great weekend, everybody. We'll see you Monday night back in the studio, live from Studio 6B. We'll see you then.